Hi everyone, thanks for coming here. Are you looking for start an import-export business in Indonesia or trading with Indonesian companies? Are you interested to know Indonesia's import and export products? In this video, I will explain how to do import and export business with or in Indonesia and what are the top export and import products in Indonesia with what you could start. After watching this video, you will have a basic knowledge of the Indonesian business environment. I will share with you the necessary information and ideas to help you build your own import-export business in future. Hello everyone, I would like to welcome you again. My name is Murat. I am Head of Global and co-founder at Ozturker and Future Asia Global Trade Companies. I worked in many departments and offices from consultancy to directorship in international trade. I started to do international trade business through my own company. With this decision, I opened my eyes to the magnificent world of entrepreneurship. And since then, I have several successful businesses and had the chance to meet many countries. I learned and experienced many things in my global business journey, and I can tell you, if you want to achieve your success in your enterprise, you have to know three things well as much as possible. These are: first, know your business, and second, if you sell any service or product, you have to know well what you are selling. And finally, you must have enough knowledge about a place where you to do your business or your target market. If you want to start your import-export business and want to learn the basics of international trade business, I have guided video here, so you can find the link here. So today we are starting with Indonesia, and next I will make a video about my lovely country Turkey, and please let me know if you want any country that I make a similar video, so write a comment below. And before starting, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for more great quality content on how to build your own import-export business and change your life. Let's dive in. My video is in 4 parts. To begin with, some information about Indonesia. Following that, I will show you the top export products in Indonesia. Then I will talk about the Indonesian top import products. And finally, finish with my conclusion. Okay, let's start with a talk about Indonesia's import-export business environment. Indonesia is a rapidly developing populous country in Southeast Asia. Indonesia is attracting many investors and international entrepreneurs to invest in the country and set up their operations there. Many entrepreneurs realize that Indonesia has similar potential to China as it had in 2008 before the startup market exploded. Indonesia is a resource-rich country. This country has oil, natural gas, nickel, tin and bauxite, but still relatively poor because of its large population. Over 55% of the labor force is engaged in agriculture. Rice is staple food, but Indonesia also exports a significant amount of rubber, tea, coffee and spices. The export-import or international trading industry is heavily involved in mineral processing and agricultural products. So, let's move on to look at some economic statistics of Indonesia. Indonesia is ranked 31st in the export sector in the world economy. The Republic of Indonesia shipped 163.3 billion US dollars worth of the goods around the globe in 2020. That amount reflects 13% gain since 2016, but a minus 2.6% decrease from 2019 to 2020. Indonesia imported an estimated 141.6 billion US dollars worth of goods from around the globe in 2020, up by 4.4% since 2016, but down minus 17.3% from 2019 to 2020. The main export markets are Japan, the United States, China, and Singapore. Indonesia imports a lot of goods from Japan, China, and Singapore. Export products include oil and gas, electrical equipment, plywood, textiles, and rubber. Indonesia's main imports include machinery and equipment, chemicals, fuels, and food products. Indonesia is one of the attractive markets of the ASEAN economic community. It is thanks to the advantages of a large and rapidly growing population, an increased degree of urbanization, and a large demand for consumer goods. The consumption habits of the people in Indonesia have many things in common with other Asian people. Currently, from personal income, about 50% spent on eating and drinking. When shopping, people often care about prices consistent with quality. They prefer low-weight products, fresh food, clean products. Now I would like to discuss the possibility of starting an import-export business in Indonesia. Is it right time to start an export-import business in Indonesia? The answer is yes. Most importantly, you have to prepare the knowledge and know-how to be ready to move into the new markets. Of course, you should register a trading company in Indonesia and apply for required licenses. I advise planning your activity properly. Creating a business plan for your business would be beneficial. The more you plan your venture, the easier it will be to start your import-export business. If you want to learn how you can create an import-export business plan, I have a video for you and you can find the link here and in the description so you can watch it. So let's look at some questions that you have answered before you are starting to import into Indonesia. Indonesia import is growing rapidly, but before you start importing, have some questions you should answer first before you start importing into Indonesia. There are 6 questions to answer. First, are the products you are importing and exporting suitable for the Indonesian market? Second, which marketing channels do you aim to use if import and resell in the Indonesian market? Third, do you have a strategy to build and develop an import-export brand on the Indonesian market? Fourth, do you have a suitably priced product for the Indonesian market? Fifth, what is level of profit you want on a product? Sixth, when are you ready to start importing and reselling in Indonesia? So now we have come to the factors that will affect your success in exporting to Indonesia. If you are not Indonesian and you want to export to Indonesia, you should pay attention to these factors. Number 1, Indonesia consists of many Muslims. So if exporting to this market, should pay attention to living practices and specific regulations, especially halal regulations for food products. Number 2, the distribution system in Indonesia is relatively good. You can coordinate with local business people in Indonesia to distribute goods. You can set up a representative office and distribution network of goods. Number 3, you should notice that the income of Indonesian is relatively low. The price and promotion factors are important and should be suitable for local people. Number 4, Indonesian businessmen are calm but not moderate. They value their position, give business cards when meeting. Number 5, to make a good impression on the partners, you should express their interest. Gifts and commissions are quite popular. Sometimes the partner will specify how much the commission is. You shouldn't be surprised in this situation. Number 6, do not go to the Indonesia during festivals because it usually takes a long time to wait for meeting partners. So that completes the basics information about Indonesia's international trade environment. Now, as you are familiar generally with the Indonesian market and the specifics, let's move on to look at what are the top export-import products in Indonesia. Okay, let's start with the top export products in Indonesia. Mineral fuels including oil. Indonesia ranked 20th among oil-producing countries in the world, accounting for about 1% per day of the world for liquid fuel. The oldest and largest oil fields in Indonesia are Duri Minas in the South Sumatra Basin and oil mine in Cepu, with an output of about 165,000 barrels per day. Indonesia and Malaysia produce 85% of the world's crude palm oil. The two countries are gaining a lot of profits due to the increasing demands for crude palm oil in the world while the supply is limited. Although Indonesia is the largest palm oil exporter in the world, exports to the European Union are on a declining trend. The EU wants to limit the use of palm oil in biofuel production to achieve its renewable energy targets. The European Union aims to stop using palm oil by 2030. Even the palm oil production process has been confirmed to be harmless to humans and the environment. Leather and textile. With the opening and modernization being promoted strongly, the Indonesian sewing industry offers a lot of cooperation potential for foreign partners. The related trade fairs in Indonesia attracted more than 590 companies from 27 countries. including the world's leading countries in the manufacturing of machinery as well as textile products such as China, Germany, Japan, Korea, India, and Switzerland. Vehicles components. Currently, Indonesia and Thailand are two countries with the largest automobile and motorbike industry in the ASEAN region. In particular, Indonesia is the largest manufacturer of automotive components and spare parts and has the potential to become a country specializing in manufacturing components for sports cars, terrain vehicles, light trucks, and sedans. Rubber and rubber articles. With a land area of about 3.5 million hectares nationwide, rubber plantations provide 85% of the raw material for the rubber industry. Personal electronics, including computers. As one of the largest countries in Asia, with a population of over 250 million people, Indonesia is the fourth most populous country in the world. However, the manufacturing of electronic devices, especially smartphones, has not been developed much. According to Nielsen market research years ago, only about 23% of people here own smartphones, but this number is growing exponentially. Gems and precious metals. Indonesia is one of the few countries with rich minerals, especially gemstones. This is a new potential market for operators and jewelry businesses in this country. Indonesia is a competitor of India with gems and jewels. Both countries have their national deposits of precious stones. Not only domestic customers but also foreign tourists love Indonesian gemstones. This is a favorable opportunity for jewelers to expand the market and promote the brand. Ore slag ash. Indonesia exported 33 million tons of nickel ore and 40 million tons of bauxite and is currently the largest tin exporter in the world. As for coal, the Indonesian government will issue specific export control regulations. While 14 minerals must comply with the new regulation, Indonesian coal is mainly exported to South Korea, the Philippines, Japan, China, Malaysia, India, Pakistan, Thailand, and Italy. Footwear. Indonesia is ranked fourth in shoe production after China, India, and Vietnam. The Indonesian leather hat industry is facing a lot of difficulties because it imports over 60% of its raw materials to produce. In the future, Indonesia will increase the import of leather materials from Malaysia, Myanmar, the Middle East, and the African countries. So that's it on the top export products in Indonesia. Now moving on to Indonesia's top import products. Personal electronics and computers. Export of computers, electronic products, and components to the Indonesian market is declining due to new regulations of the government of Indonesia. From 2018, products imported into this market must reach a 70% billion localization rate. 50 to 60% of Samsung products are exported to Indonesia in the form of components and accessories. Electrical machinery and equipment. The government decided to apply the policy of restricting the import of used machinery in 2009 to facilitate the development of the domestic machinery manufacturing industry. The Ministry of Industry and Trade Ministry of Indonesia are currently discussing how long it will take to continue importing used machines. Used machinery is imported mainly from China, Australia, Malaysia, the USA, Japan, and South Korea. Iron steel. Indonesia has an SNI quality management system, the Indonesian national standard. The country has issued Decision 82 to restrict iron and steel imports into Indonesia. Applied from early 2017 for zinc corrugated iron and from February 28, 2017 to all other steel products. The purpose of this move is to force businesses to cut part of imports and switch to buying from domestic factories. Plastics, plastic waste, plastic articles. The import of plastic waste, its customs officer will step up inspection of imported goods. Indonesia will not stop importing plastic scrap completely as plastic is still used in the recycling industry. Vehicles. Indonesia will occupy the number one position in Southeast Asia's automobile production. Thus, Thai component manufacturers will turn to serve Indonesia, and the Thai automobile industry will also rely on Indonesian demand. Indonesia imposes two basic tariffs on cars: import tariffs and luxury goods tax. Pharmaceuticals. There are currently 170 pharmaceutical companies operating in Indonesia, and most of them produce and distribute drugs. The organic chemical, pharmaceutical, and traditional medicine industries in Indonesia have continuously grown to serve the domestic demand. Cereals. Indonesia emerged as the world's second largest wheat importer and increased grain imports after it imposed stricter regulations on corn imports. Wheat for food is imported mainly from Australia, Canada, and the United States. Agricultural waste for animal feed. Import of wheat waste as Indonesia's animal feed from Ukraine and Eastern European countries, as well as Argentina, and maize mainly from Brazil and Argentina. Well, that concludes my video for today. We have talked about how to start an import-export business in Indonesia. Although Indonesia has import-export products for every test, and it's a country with great potential for import and export, you should also be aware of risks or unfavorable facilities. Weak transportation. Indonesians are generally friendly and honest in communication. Create good relationship with local people will help your import and export work smoothly. If you are looking to export to Indonesia, then you should have a local partner. If you have serious plans to start your own import-export business, then my channel guides will help you during your journey. I want you to do a couple of things for me. 1. Thumbs up this video here on YouTube. And number 2, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I will share a new video with you. Thank you for your attention. I would be happy to answer your question if I can. So please do not hesitate to write any of your questions or inquiries in the comment below. I have some good stuff over here, so click over here. Keep going. Bye.